Welcome back to the Raycore EMS 1 Season 3 finals. It is the fall finals, of course. And talking of finals, this could be the final game for a certainly popular team. But before we get that, let's check in with the groups first to show you how things have panned out in Group B. There we go. Ninjas in Pyjamas safely through to the semi-finals with 2 wins out of 2. It's 2 wins and you're through. Na'Vi will now have to wait and see who they play in tomorrow's deciding game. They will play the winners of Universal Soldiers or, wait for it, mousesports. There's a few people in the house that might want the German team to win. I always like the popular support. It's fantastic to have it down here. Back with Pansy and with the 8'7" Jason Kaplan.
I gotta ask you a question first. Can you two actually hear me down there?
No.
No?
No, I have to have an earpiece in to be actually able to hear you. Yeah, so the air is very thin down here. So before we get into this game, let's actually check out the two teams' lineups and take you through them. You should be familiar with them by now, but nevertheless, let's go through them. Universal Soldiers, of course, formerly known as ESC Gaming. Neo, Pasha, Taz, Snacks, and Bjarli. And mousesports with Crisby, Trubbly, Tijan, Legia, and of course Chris Dijon, Chris J. Where to start, really? I think we have to start with mousesports first of all. Disappointing match in their opening one, but then in the context of the game that Na'Vi just had, actually not that bad after all.
This was the point I was going to make, is the fact that, it wasn't the best performance on possibly Mouse's strongest map, let's say, but then, as you said, in comparison, did they really do that badly, considering that Na'Vi, a top-tier team, could barely pick up a round against NIP, and they managed around, was it 7 or 8, I believe? So still, certainly proving their worth, but, it's very hard to challenge NIP when they're on form.
Yeah, map vote's gonna start now, so we'll go over to that whilst we continue to talk about it. Jason,
there's going to be no Dust 2.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because in theory, they'll both want to play Dust 2, because they don't care now, because, well, Na'Vi will look at it and go, no, we don't want to play. No, we definitely don't want to play Dust 2. But mousesports will probably think, well, hold on, we got 8 rounds, they got 2. That's fine for us.
But if you look at Universal Soldiers, when they played earlier against Na'Vi, they didn't have the strongest start. I think we can all say that, but they really picked it up as the time went on, and that might be something that they're looking at saying, hey, maybe we want Dust 2, but I don't know. I honestly think we won't see that. I think Inferno is a likely possibility, or Mirage, because on Inferno, to me, Universal Soldiers are a little bit weak, but on Mirage, they really excel.
All right, let's see the map, Vito, because I think the guys are ready. I think Carman is with the 2 players right now over in the centre arena. I think Snacks is ready, and one of the mousesports, I can't see who it is. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we are going to get the map vote underway. Mirage is the first one removed.
Yeah, I think that's a safe choice with Pasha in the lineup, who's been playing very well, getting open his hands, or Taz, for example, that classic deagle shot that we did get before.
Indeed. Train removed by mousesports. Again, no real surprise there.
Yep.
Cash. Huh. Yeah. Well,
it's an interesting map.
I've seen them play Cash really pretty well, actually.
Yeah, indeed. I'm kind of with you on that. Surprised at that choice so early on.
Okay, so all the new maps are gone. Effectively, we're back. We're back to Counter-Strike 0.9 right now.
Yeah.
Inferno, Nuke, Dust 2. Is this another Inferno?
Wow.
Ooh, Dust 2 is gone. Okay.
This is dangerous.
Inferno.
Nuke, so we are going to go back to Inferno.
I think that's the 3rd game Joe's cast to say of Inferno.
Yeah, Joe loves Inferno. He loves those chickens running wild.
I did try and not crack a smile when he was casting the chickens on the map. It's kind of difficult. He's a special guy.
All right, so let's talk about the 2 teams, because the seriousness is that one of these 2 teams is done. That's it. They're finished in Raycore EMS 1 for this year, and they go no further. The other team lives to fight another day, albeit they then face Na'Vi tomorrow. So still a tough couple of games, however you want to square this one away. If mousesports go out at this position, do you think that they've done enough to warrant the fact that they've still had a very good Raycore EMS 1 season?
I think it'd be a disappointment to them, because I still believe they can cause more upsets than most. In my eyes, watching them online, they've done it at offline events as well, and before I start a HLTV thread up, I think they'd be disappointed, but I don't think it'd be a bad run. But I think they can bring something out here that could really upset.
Okay, how much do you think the overtimes would have taken out of the polls in the first game. Do you think that will play a part now, or do you think they'll be fully rested and they won't care?
I don't know. As a caster, watching them play throughout the cups and noticing kind of how, for some reason, and don't get me wrong, how kind of weak they seemed on Inferno, they didn't really have the ability to push into a site. Like Pasha would sit in Banana most of the time, and then he wouldn't really be able to pick anything up. I think that might be something they might take into consideration, but also having Chris J on the opposing team on a map like Inferno where you can't use an op, and when you do, it can really lock down some things. That's going to be really scary. But ESC, I don't know, they just played so well earlier against Na'Vi. I'm not sure which team's really going to take this one.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to push you because predictions-wise, I do need a prediction from both of you.
He backed out the last one.
He did, and he's not allowed to sit on the fence, nor are you. So, Lauren, who are you going for?
I like mousesports in this. As I said before, heart is always with the ESC retitled team. I love the way they play. They are passionate. They showed it before. Upsetting to see them go out after such a hard-fought battle, but I like the underdog story, and mousesports certainly are that right now.
And if you had a Universal Soldiers T-shirt, I think it would have passionate biceps on the back of it rather than Pasha's biceps, but that's neither here nor there. Jason, what are you going for?
Well, if I can't sit on the fence, can I stand on both sides of it?
No.
I think you get splinters in a painful area if you do that, so let's not do that.
True.
Let's go for one of the two teams.
I'm looking at this, and I really hope Universal Soldiers has practiced this map because, like I said before, this is their weakest one to me. But mousesports, I think after their game they had, look at it like, we pulled 8 against NIP, now we pulled only 2. I think they might have that like kind of inspiration. But just know what? I'm not done.
So now
I'm
you
getting there. I'm giving pros for both teams.
Okay, so now you sat on the fence. One word, which team?
Well, if the crowd will back me up, mousesports.
Counting is not strong. Wow.
Okay. Well, they may have Universal Soldiers over there. We have a universal decision on the analyst desk. Thank you very much to both Lauren and to Jason. We'll see Jason a little bit later on when he'll break down the stats from this particular game. But my thanks to Lauren for a commentary and breakdown today. Awesome analysis earlier on.
Yeah, that was
incredible
so
to
good.
Do.
Enjoyed that one.
Lots of fun. So thank you to these two. It's time to go over to your commentary team for our final game of the evening. Don't be too scared though, because we're back tomorrow with the playoff games, the semi-finals, and the grand final of the third season of Raycall EMS 1. Let's go over to our commentary team for our final game of the day. Gents, take it away. It's Joe and Anders.
Thank you very much, guys. And we have learned once again that Jason cannot count. One word, and he says, blah, 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 mousesports.
I counted 9.
Yeah, I think he was way off 1, that's for sure. But we can get into all the whole prediction thing here. Universal Soldiers, who, for me, came out very, very strong earlier on today against Na'Vi. The problem that I have right now is considering the last game that we saw on the same map for Na'Vi that they played Universal Soldiers on, like how strong were both of the teams in that game compared to the other two teams. We've just seen how it went for Na'Vi against NIP. mousesports. I don't really know how to judge them right now just on today's performances.
You're right. I mean, if you try and compare maths between the games that we've seen, it definitely does make a really confusing picture. And the fact that we're now on Inferno as well, which we haven't really seen Universal Soldiers on yet, that only makes it a slight bit worse. So I don't know. I feel like the polls impressed me so much earlier. And their ability to actually be behind 11-4 against Na'Vi and still somehow, retain their confidence and get back into it, that kind of proved to me that they can probably do that against any team. And I think they're going to do it again here today. I'll even put a number on it because, Jason and Pansy, they weren't doing that. I always think it's more fun. So I'm going to go for 16-11 in favor of the polls.
Oh, 16-11. I was thinking actually a little bit more one-sided somehow. I don't know. That's just a feeling for me. I'm gonna go 16-8 for Universal Soldiers. We'll see about that one. We'll see who's on the money, I suppose, by the end of this one. But mousesports again. We heard Pansy talking about this whole underdog story and what have you. And I think she's right with that. The fact is that they came into the Cups, they almost last grabbed a spot in the group stages. They did incredibly well in those group stages as well, which, I think surprised a few people as well. But coming into this one, they didn't impress us too much in game number 1. But that could also be an adjustment period here coming onto LAN really for the first time, certainly at a massive event like this.
It's true. Whenever you beat Astana Dragons, you know you've got something good going. There is actually something that I think we haven't really brought up yet, which is the fact that they were actually picked up by mousesports after the initial cups. They were party daddlers, and now they've been picked up by mousesports. Now they're the same people, but having a different organization, a big name like mousesports behind you, that probably will play on your nerves, and especially if you're a team, because the style that they had in Party Daddlers was a little bit casual. They were free to do whatever they liked. If they disappointed anyone, it would only be themselves. Now there's a lot more on the line, and then if you add, as you said, on LAN environment on top of that, it does make for a big difference, I think.
Yeah, and we all know how big of a name mousesports has in the Counter-Strike scene, and probably even more so in the German Counter-Strike scene, where they've won countless titles as an organization back into CS 1.6, of course. So I agree with you there. A lot of pressure on the mousesports shoulders right now. We are going to be getting into the knife round to figure out who's going to start on which side.
Yeah, indeed, and that's always interesting. I mean, this map obviously counter-terrorist favored, but not by that much. It's pretty close. I suspect whoever wins is going to pick that side either way, but the knife round, it's kind of a formality. It's something, it's tradition. How long does it go back? When you were casting 1.6 a long time ago, did people do this as well?
Well, we kind of dropped the whole coin toss for the knife round, because obviously the knife round is more than just a 50-50 look. And I agree with that choice completely, even though we don't usually see incredibly entertaining knife rounds. Certainly a crowd behind it helps here. mousesports picking that one up. They get choice of sides. No real surprise, as you mentioned before. They're going to be switching over to that counter-terrorist team to start off.
I don't think I've ever heard a crowd cheer for a knife round victory. That has to be a first, but the local team here, local people, they're just really supporting their team, and actually it's really cool. I really enjoy it. So whether or not they turn out to be right, I can't even imagine what happens if they win. What's going to happen to the crowd? I hope we can get some shots of them once it gets rolling.
I'm sure they will. They've been here all day, bless them. And always a good experience here in the SLTV studios. If you're in the close area, or even if you're not, you should probably just fly over, because you get free beer all day, and that's, I think, helping the crowd here a little bit as well to get entertained for this final game of the day. But yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I've learned after being in Cologne for 5 years, is that the locals definitely support their teams.
Yeah, and that is obviously very important. For any other kind of sport, the local support is kind of the root of almost everything. So if we can get something like local esports support for teams, that's going to be a really big step forwards. Of course, we're still waiting for them to get on the way here, but mousesports, the underdogs, as Pansy said, but by how much, I'm really not sure. I guess we saw Universal Soldiers being really fueled on that initial sort of, the momentum they had going. Once they get the kills, especially if they're like, in a 1-on-3 and a 1-on-4 and they end up winning it, that seems to carry over into the next round and the next round for them, and then they keep going from that boost of confidence. But what if mousesports don't, give them that? What if they get shut down earlier than that even happens? I think that could be like the one thing that could really happen to the polls here.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to get into game for mousesports versus Universal Soldiers, our final game of the day. We will be back tomorrow, as Red Eye said earlier, so don't worry yourselves about that one. But this one's a big one. The loser of this game will be out. The winner will go through to play Navi tomorrow morning for the second spot in the semi-final. It all comes down to this game here on Inferno.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it. They've got a pretty standard setup right now. 3 people in A and 2 people in B, and Trotley's going to open it up, actually, with a kill, and Pasha in the middle. Is Neo going to go down as well? It's Crispy, so 2-0 trade right now.
Good start for mousesports here. Let's see what Universal Soldiers go for. It looks like, actually, they're going to go and rush straight up in towards that B site. You saw Pasha there for a second, heading his way up. The bomb will be following. 3 men going to start the push off here, as we see there. Legia taking himself one. He's at the back of that B site right now. Bayali has gone down, and that leaves just Pasha and Snacks here to try and pull off this round for Universal Soldiers in a very, very tough position. Great shot coming out again from Legia. Now it leaves just Pasha Biceps. We'll see if he can flex his muscles and pick up a 1 versus 4 situation here with just 34 health remaining. He's got the bomb, which is always a plus point in this scenario, but he's not got much health to work with, and he's going to find this one a very, very tough task going forward. And we see they're going to close in around him. The nets tightening on him right now, but he's actually going to run away from this one. He's going to try his luck at A.
Yeah, he picked up the bomb, so it kind of makes sense for him to do that. Chris is making his way over there, but actually Pasha has returned, so he's trying to fake them out. This is a brave move. I mean, he has to try something, but a 1-on-4, I think you're right. The net is closing. It doesn't seem possible, does it?
Well, he's going to move in there. He has been spotted now, so those CT players can come back. In the end, it's Legia that finishes off, and, well, he's just picked up a solid hat-trick there in that round. Great defense on the B side. First round for Mouse.
Yeah, one of them was a beautiful one-tab with the USP. There's something very satisfying about seeing that. It isn't quite a deagle headshot, but it kind of does the job anyway, and it looks quite beautiful. So 1-0 early on for mousesports. They get the round, and now, well, they're buying actually shotguns and everything else. So kind of an interesting buy coming out here. There's one M4, that's it. Everything else is submachine gun or worse.
Or worse, but still better than what Universal Soldiers have at this stage of things. We've seen crazier things happen, though. Let's see how this one goes. Troubley getting up there straight away. Not messing around, picking up his first kill. And mousesports' first and second kill of the round here with the Nova.
That's a lot of money in his pocket right now. The kill reward is very high for that rifle, so he's going to be swimming in gold by the end of the rounds if he keeps going like this. And Universal Soldiers, well, now their lines have been split. They're kind of all across the map. They can't really help each other up much. I don't see this round working out for them. Whatever they were trying to do, they got stopped before it even happened.
And Troubley's just picked himself a third. Can he get a Nova ace? Not sure about that just yet. We'll have to see. The Bison in the hands of Tizian may be called into action. He's got two men at the end of apartments here that are surely going to start their work and move on. And just as the peak came in, Tizian actually backs away down into Big Pit. So in 30 seconds, two men left here. Trouble is looking for more.
He wants another one. Can he get it? It's Snags who's up there waiting, and Taz down at the end. There's going to be a none. It's a quad kill now. Can he actually get the Nova ace that you did kind of forecast? And there it is, the ace in the second round with the Nova shotgun. I don't actually think I've seen that before.
I'm not sure that I have either. Certainly not at this level. And, well,
he scored almost 9,000.
Yeah, that's the rewards that you get for a Nova ace. You basically get money forever. That's how it works out with that thing. And he's going to bring it through into this round as well. Could sell it, upgrade a little bit, but why mess around? You've just got 5 kills in one round. You might as well try and make it 10. And we can see that he's already worked himself into the end of Banana. But look at this. Universal Soldiers, they've bought up round 3.
Yeah, but they don't have head armor. It's only Pasha with head armor. So these rifles are actually still viable, but obviously not if you're dead. Chris J dropping down. They're going towards the archway. They're going to flash out. Chris probably coming in, and there's no head armor, so it just picks him off like that. They have rifles, but no armor.
Tizian here inside of the Big Pit, and the rest of mousesports now starting to work their way in on that one. Legia does take out by Ali. There's another one for Troubley. He comes around, gets himself 2 before finally being shut down by Pasha. Well, Pasha is now the last man alive against Tizian. Bison versus an AK-47, both players on full health. That works out in favor of Pasha.
It does, also because he's the one person left alive with actual head armor, so it really makes a big difference. And there we see this beautiful dual screen coming up there with Tizian being woefully out of position. You know, he's at the A-bomb side and the bomb is already down. He can pick up a kit and he's going to go for an AK, but I still feel like Pasha has just years of experience playing these one-on-one situations.
Well, we're going to find out here as Tizian starts to work his way over. Pasha is positioned fairly aggressively. Will Tizian be able to work him out? He knows that he has to start moving in here. That bomb ticking away ever faster. Does have the kit in hand. Pasha here is going to have to react to make sure that defuse is not being kept onto. Tizian gets the kill, but he's not got the time for the defuse or to escape. Universal Soldiers buy-in round 3 pays off.
It does, surprisingly. I'm really impressed by the fact that they managed to get in there and do that. And obviously they all died, but it doesn't matter. They plant the bomb, they get the bonus for that, and they win the round 2 for 1. Early aggression coming out from Universal Soldier, and that push to Archway really worked out in their favor. They almost didn't make it work, but it came out to that in the end. And now the 4th round is coming up, and mousesports have actually bought once again. This time it's them without too much head armor and a little bit of Langer grenades, but they might be able to bring it back quickly. And obviously they do not want to eco against the terrorist team here.
You see that there are a couple of decoys down inside of that B-bomb site. Will it confuse them? Probably not. There are actually 2 men inside of there as well. So see how that works out for them. As Troubley going to continue his streak of murder, to be honest. 9 for 1 is that right now. Mostly from that Nova, it has to be said. Well, a good start here for mousesports nonetheless. 4 men left for Universal Soldiers.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. Let's see. Patch is taking a little bit of damage as well, and looks like they've changed their mind about that B bomb site. But the problem is in A, there's 3 people defending. They've got the smoke up, which will kind of keep maybe some people at the B bomb site for a while, and they smoke off towards long, so now they're going to go for it. They need to kill Tropley and actually another player in the pit. This pit position is so strong. If they don't take care of these counter-terrorist players, they won't be able to take the site.
Well, we can see early nades coming out there, and flashes to boot. Smoke actually keeping those big pit players from doing too much damage. And as I say that, Tropley up on the ledge there in the backside gets himself one. Only Neo able to really reply, but what a reply it is. He takes out Tropley as well. We're down to a 2 versus 2 now. Both CTs are very healthy at this point. Neo the only one that's really taken too much damage, down to half, but he will pick up Crisby as well.
That's a really great kill by Ali and Neo now. 2-on-1. Najaya coming in, trying to make it work. He does have a kit, but it doesn't matter. Neo took over the pit. I think he killed 2 people in there and then made it a quad kill at the end. That's a very impressive round from him. And, you know, something that'll bring a smile to a lot of people's faces. Neo, probably one of the best players, I would say, in 1.6. Would you agree?
Most definitely. Certainly one of the biggest supported players as well. Has a massive, massive fan base. And, well, they all love to see him doing well. And that's why, because when he's on form, he can take down a full team on his own. Right now, this is an eco round for mousesports, and they're going to play it very aggressively, which not going bad for them whatsoever. Tizian and Leggy are coming up big there. That's 2 kills in the bag already.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they can't pick up the rifles. You know, that makes such a big difference in these eco rounds. You know, getting a kill is always good, but a kill where you can pick up a rifle, it's almost like it counts for 2, and they still just have pistols left. So Taz, Neo, and Snacks, they should be able to bring this home still, unless they can sneak up and pick one of those rifles or 2 of them. Now, well, they're walking into maybe a bit of a crossfire between Chris J and Lejaya.
Let's see, a slow push up from Universal Soldiers. There's the man inside of Library, picks up 1 kill. Snacks finally deals with him. So we're down to a 2-on-3. Advantage is for Mouse. Neo gonna pick off Chris J, and that will allow them to get into that A site, get the bomb down. Well, they both picked up AKs as Crisby comes around the corner. Snacks goes down. It's now all on Neo. Can he clutch the round here for Universal Soldiers and put them in the lead? He gets himself the first onto Crisby. Can he get number 2? He's gonna have to back away, and he does it in typical Neo style. 3-2 Universal Soldiers.
So what does that make it, Joe? A quad kill in one round, triple kill in the next one. At least it's going down, but it doesn't really matter. It's still clutching the round alone against a number of opponents, and Neo really stepping it up. What has he got? 8-0-3 right now. That's going to bring us into the 6th round. A great start for Universal Soldiers here on the Terrorist side as well.
Incredible play from Neo, and as I mentioned, that's the Neo that I think this team needs if they're to win a tournament. This time around, though, he's been picked off early on by Chris J. There's a second one for Chris J. On towards Snacks. Number 3 comes in as well. Can he get the 4th? Yes, he can. Up to Pasha. Where's the ace here for Chris J? That man is actually a little bit further back on the middle area, and he's going to take the bomb and run. He doesn't want to give that ace over.
Oh my, I mean, Pansy tried to warn us about Chris J on LAN, because, you know, the biggest sort of reputation, the worst reputation you can get in Counter-Strike is being an onliner. And mousesports, and actually most German teams end up having that reputation, but Chris J, yeah, he can still do it on LAN. They were coming for him, all of them, and he just lined them up and knocked them down. And by Ali alone, he has the bomb, but I don't see him making an entrance on either bomb site right now.
He has a HE grenade and nothing really more, aside from that AK and the bomb that he has in hand, of course, but no flash or smoke to give himself any kind of advantage here. Move it into the site, and he will be taken down there. Not the ace for Chris J, but 4 is certainly enough to start off that round. Again, the individual points to see are coming out really on both sides, and that's what they both need.
And no bomb plant on that round means that Universal Soldiers, they don't get the $800 bonus, and that actually forces them back to ecoing, but it's not a full eco, and this is interesting. So I'm really confused about this. Actually, 3 people have body armor, and Neil has an AK, but he has no body armor, so I think they're going to go for a Russian-type AK where they just kind of swap weapons all around. Let's see if it will work.
Well, Nate's going to come down here. Neo does make his peek out, but he's gone very low. In fact, will be finished off here. There's a 4th kill coming out, and Mouse absolutely destroying Universal Soldiers. Snacks, he's going to be eaten for breakfast by Crisby, and that will be 4-3 mousesports retaking the lead. But right now, it's going round for round.
It really is, but there is a difference building up, which is that mousesports' economy is starting to get to a point where even if they lose a round, almost even if they lose 2 rounds, they might just still be able to buy in. That's really what you want on the Counter-Terrorist side of really any Counter-Strike map. So, you know, they're in a pretty good spot right now. And Universal Soldiers, this is a double eco because they bought the last round, so they have pistols once again. And they have to be really careful that they don't mismanage their economy.
Well, they're rushing this time, coming straight up middle. There's 2 kills. Make it 3 for Crispy. Can he get number 4? No. Bayali shuts him down. Well, there's only 2 men left alive. There is an M4 in the hand of Bayali, but Chris J is hunting for more kills. He'll not get it just yet, as the 2 Poles decided to just back away from that one. Well, their options pretty limited at this stage of things.
They are, but I mean, 2 on 4, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to win the round, but if they could get a kill, especially now that Trobley's alone in this bomb site, if they can get the kill and actually manage to put down the bomb, that'd be a huge victory. And Lejaya, as you see on the map there, he is in that really mobile archway position. He can rotate back and forth between the B bomb sites, so yeah, opening kill on Trobley here could probably secure them a bomb plant. Whether it'll win them the round or not, that's a different question.
Well, slow push coming over towards B. Trobley with the AK. Taz in hand. Won't be needed really there. It was a combined effort. The crossfire coming in on that B site. High fives all around. And another one on the board for mousesports at 5-3. This time we see Universal Soldiers have bought up, but they've not got much cash left afterwards.
No, they really don't. This is a big problem for them because, well, again, it's another round without putting down the bomb, and they can't keep having these rounds. Obviously, they'd prefer to win them, but if nothing else, they need to at least get into a position where they get into a site, put down the bomb, and limit the amount of eco rounds they have, because if they lose this one, they're straight back to that situation. And mousesports, again, their economy is really booming now. Like, they're really doing well. They have 8,009. Well, they have almost 9,000 of everyone on their team, and that's too much.
Universal Soldiers here move back to the slower approach of things, where they certainly have had a little bit more success. But Chris J has pretty much locked down that middle area, was already peeking out there. The B defense is pretty deep, and that is where Universal Soldiers are going to go. Crispy there, just having a bit of a peek out. I think he spotted that one man was there. The smoke does come down. He's going to smoke himself and flash off the wall behind him. He's going to back straight into them. Is he going to be able to catch them out? This is going to be a duck shoot. Gets himself 2. Make that 3. Can he get number 4 as he switches out to the AK? The man on the wall in front of him will shut him down, but it's finished off nonetheless. Mousesports on a roll.
What a great push in there. I mean, that's some really intelligent play. Counter smoking and counter flashing, running in with his back turned in case there were any flashes from the opposing team. And that's all it took. Now we've got 11-11-11 for Trobley, Lejaya, and Crispy as a score. The Germans, man, they're playing really well right now. 6-3. And they forced Universal Soldiers back to ecoing. No bomb plant once again. This is actually a little bit of a disaster right now.
One needs to go down here for Universal Soldiers. You'd expect that this is probably not the round for that to happen. Is Trobley going to spray through the smoke? Is he going to find anyone? Not with his rifle, but the pistol will do anyway. Takes down Pasha and Neo. Bayali's gone down to Chris J, who's looking for even more. Crispy will come and spoil that party, and they know where the last man is. Trobley will get that one. Easy round for Mouse.
My God, this is impressive. Well, there's a 4-round difference building up. And now mousesports is sort of, they're hitting how much, the money cap basically in the game. 16,000 baht starting money for the Giant that round. And it's going to be 7-3. And once again, Universal Soldiers in a position where they need to, at the very least, put down a bomb here. Otherwise, they're going to be, low on grenades and probably maybe even low on rifles. This is a terrible situation. I'm wondering what they can do to change it. It looks like they may try and go for more of an apartments-oriented push. And there's Bayali with a great shot through the smoke. They still have Tizian and Trobley up here. And it's going to be Snags who came in. Great kill. Tizian alone in the apartments. He's going to turn around, tries to get the kill, but Snags will do it. It's going to be Crispy and Lejaya left in a 2-on-4, and that's what they needed.
2 versus 4. Let's see if mousesports can come up big in this one. There's a lot of health remaining here for Universal Soldiers. And now, is the last man left alive. 1-on-3. Bayali is low, but it won't matter if you've got his back. If you've got your back to him, he'll shoot you in the back of the head just like that. And that will be a round back for Universal Soldiers here, a much needed one as well.
Yeah, I think that grenade that landed him actually did 43 damage to him, and it was just like a random bounce off of the wall. So timing is everything, and that's going to bring Universal Soldiers a much-needed round. They're still really far away now from forcing an eco on mousesports, and we have to wonder if it's even going to be possible in this half to do it, considering the amount of money they have. And Chris J actually has the AWP down the middle. They're going to push aggressively. Trobley's leading the charge. He's going to go down. Pasha will take him out, but they're coming up from behind. The Jaya and Crispy. Actually, just the Jaya alone, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication here on mousesports.
Yeah, Crispy went back from that one. Left his teammate to run in there alone, who got swiftly dealt with. Tizian goes down as well, and all of a sudden, Mouse down to just 2 men. Crispy here, still holding that B site alone. He's going to have to continue to for a while, because Chris J's over on A. No terrorist players there. He will slowly start to rotate around from that bottom side of the map, but it's probably not going to be fast enough here. Neo has taken out Crispy. And Chris J now, last man left alive versus 4. Bayali was ready and waiting at the top of Banana. And Universal Soldiers now starting to find their groove.
It's a mysterious game, Counter-Strike, isn't it? Because we were just looking at a situation where Universal Soldiers looked like they were being crushed, basically. And now, well, 5 rounds on the terrorist side of Inferno is actually pretty decent. They can work just fine with that. If they take any more, then I think actually mousesports are the ones that have to be really concerned. So it's changed on a dime, and it's kind of what we saw against Na'Vi as well. You know, the Poles, they have that momentum. One good round, and they seem to be right back in the right mood.
Let's see how this one goes for them. They're already, again, pushed up with 4 men on Banana. A single man is back on the A side of the map. Gonna try and catch the rotations from that one, but a 2-man defense once again in that B-bomb site for mousesports, looking to spoil any push that Universal Soldiers are gonna put down. And here comes that push. As Bayali will be the first man to jump over. 1 man on the cables, 1 man pretty deep in the site. Grenade's gonna come across. There's a firebomb down as well. They gotta move from this one. The guy you're gonna get 2. He goes down finally to Pasha. But Crispy is still at the back of the site. He's smoked out right now, though. He can't get in on it.
4-on-3 situation, and the bomb is not yet down, so they're taking their time. And I actually understand why. If you plant the bomb too early, sometimes you're going to get overrun. So they'd rather for someone from mousesports to peek and then pick them off. But it's going to be the other way. Chris J finds the headshot on Neo, who wanted to do that. So now it's Pasha and Taz left, and all of a sudden mousesports, they seem like they should be able to win this round. Still just 25 seconds, and there the plant is going to come in. Finally, Tropley coming in from behind, trying to jump up there, shooting through the coils. He's going to get the shot as well, and there it is. Finally another round. It's going to be 8-5 in favor of mousesports still. But, you know, Universal Soldiers, now they have the money to buy. They're not ecoing.
Yeah, a couple of rounds here. I mean, an 8-7 finish for Universal Soldiers. They'll be thinking of this as a pretty successful half coming out from the T side. We've said it before, Inferno probably the most even map when it comes to that whole side bias, and probably why we're seeing it so much here with this whole map elimination, best-of-1 format coming out today.
Yeah, it has been really, really popular, and you might be right. That might be the reason. Chris J, he's up to no good in the middle again, but he's actually, he thinks better of it. He's going to fall back instead, and it's going to be a fairly slow round for mousesports. I think 8-7 would be a tremendous score right now for Universal Soldiers. I actually think mousesports needs to make this 10-5 if they want to stand a real chance.
Yeah, considering how mousesports, you know, kind of in the middle rounds of the game had really started to put a lot together, had a good run going. Now they are going to see Universal Soldiers pushing in towards that B side, but here comes a push around the back. They've managed to pick up 3 kills between the 2 of them. Yeah, it did go down, and it is now a 4-on-2. And mousesports just going to wait for those rotations to come in from A, surely, and overpower what Universal Soldiers have right now defending this B-bomb site. There was Neo, I think his feet pretty much showing there. Will actually get the better of Crispy, but Trouble is able to push up from the back. There is Taz. He's right in the back of the site as he gets himself 2. Needs to find Chris J here as we're down to a 1 versus 1. Chris J peeks, Taz picks it up. Universal Soldiers go 8-6.
And that's a quad kill for Taz, in fact. That was a brilliant round from him. And you're right, you know, mousesports, they did exactly what they needed to do. They waited for backup, made sure they had all 4 people ready once they entered the site, but it wasn't enough. Taz was in the back, he took the quad kill and made it 8-6. Very, very impressive.
Now you see Taz, kills per round, 5th highest of all EMS players in the fall 2013 season. That is not shabby by any means.
No. has to be feeling good. He has been playing really well. Misses the shot as Chris J, and instantly punished by Bialy. So a great start here. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Probably does get the kill, but he gets taken down by a grenade. That's going to leave Lejai, Crispy, and Tizian left. And this is a problem when you're on the counter-terrorist side, because look at how they have to split themselves up. That leaves only one person in B. If Universal Soldier guess right, if they have enough time, if they guess the right bomb site, they could just win because of that.
And certainly could even just overpower A, because right now we see the one rotation that was at A headed over towards B. That's going to leave Tizian all alone here in Big Pit against 4 Polish players who are out for blood, and an 8-7 first half score here from their terrorist side of Inferno. There go the flashes inside that Big Pit. Actually, they're going to miss Tizian here, but actually, Snacks gets in behind him, somehow still manages to pick up that kill. And now the 2 remaining Mouse players are going to have to rotate this entire map to try and get back onto the A bomb site. Bomb has been planted here by Taz as well. Slim pickings here for Mouse, I feel.
Yeah, this is not going to be... I mean, they even had so much time to set up some really good post-plant positions, but Lejai is going to get the 1 kill on Snacks, and that's a very important position they took down. The bomb is already far ticked, so they need to move now. Neo drops as well. It's a 2-on-2, and it's up to Crispy alone in a 1-on-2. He tries to do it. He gets the 1 kill. Can he take down Pasha as well? He's in a great position, and you cannot shoot through that wall in global offensive, so Pasha has to come out. He gets the kill. Crispy, oh my god, the double comes in. He gets the defuse, and that's a very important round for mousesports. 9-6 for the first half. Oh, I feel like Chris J might have just saved them once again. Not Chris J, but Crispy. Very cool.
Very, very strong ending to that first half for Mouse. In a scenario where I just didn't expect it. 4 versus 2 there on that bomb site. Yeah. Bomb ticking away. You have to hand it to mousesports there, playing under pressure, able to get the job done. Just to give you a quick rundown of the individual scores here. 17 kills apiece for Crispy and Troubley. Legia with 18 kills for 8 deaths. 7 for Chris J, 5 for Tizian, who... Tizian wasn't that much involved. He played Big Pit, which wasn't hit that often in that first half by Universal Soldiers. On the other side, Neo by Ali leading the way for the Poles. Taz, Pasha, and then Snacks coming behind them, not coming up so huge. And I think if we look back to that Navi game, Snacks was so on form. If he picks things up here in this second half, now they move over to that CT side, could be dangerous for Mouse.
I could definitely be. Let's see. Mouse coming up the middle right now. It's another pistol round coming up, and kind of a must-win one for both teams. If Mouse get this, they're right back in the driver's seat, but Snags, as you mentioned, gets a double kill before Tropley takes him down, and now Taz gets 1, and Pasha's going to bring it up. It's a team effort. It's just Chris left in a 1-on-4. What a great start for Universal Soldiers.
He's managed to get behind them, though, and he's going to be able to pick off Neo, but will he get any more? One man in front of him takes the head off Pasha. Can he finish off both Taz and Bialy here, though? They're actually waiting off by the bomb itself. Taz, he's got a decoy. Will he fall for the fact he's not a flash? No, he won't. Chris J actually manages to somehow cross over middle there with 2 men lying in wait for him. He's picked up the bomb and he's headed off into the bomb site itself. Will he get himself a plant? He peeks out here, but that'll be the death of him. Bialy picks it up. Pistol round goes over to Universal Soldiers.
I have a hard time deciding if that was Universal Soldiers playing smartly and making sure they both stayed alive and didn't peek him one at a time, or if they were really, really scared of Chris, because it seemed like, you know, they were making a run for it. They even let him pick up the bomb. They do bring it back, though, 9-7. And now the question is, mousesports, can they get the final what, 7 rounds here?
It sounds easy when you say 7, but it's not. Certainly not against a team of this caliber. Crispy gonna pick the head off Neo, and that's the start that they're looking for. What's that gonna open up for them here? Let's see. Push continues through. Snacks is on the bomb site itself. Tizian is gonna get himself 1 before Pasha will reply. Flash is coming in. Pasha going aggressive. He's still alive as Bialy drops, and that leaves us with a 3-on-2 advantage for mousesports. Taz, he's gonna have a big role to play here. Currently sat on full HP with a P90, sprays down to middle. I think that was Chris J carrying the bomb. Actually, no, it wasn't. I tell a lie. It was Troubley who's now trying desperately to run away from him and even turns around. Sticks a bullet in Taz's head, says thank you very much, and it's all on Pasha with that silence M4, but the bomb is down. This is a hard retake.
It is, especially because I only just noticed, but mousesports actually have bought body armor and head armor. This is what we see very games, that they've made this popular, and now we see why. You know, that spray with the P90 probably should have killed Trobley, but because of the armor, it doesn't. Those submachine guns aren't as good as versus armor as against the, you know, as an AK or an M4. It's about Pasha coming in, gets the quad kill. He has to go for the ace, and Chris J sneaking around. This is a terrible one-on-one situation for Pasha. He has no idea where Chris is, but he guesses anyway. Chris is going to come for it. Oh, he gets the shot. Chris J, there it is. They win the eco round. mousesports, what a critical round here, Joe.
And we see there, Trouble. For me, not looking too happy with how that whole scenario went down. I mean, it was a 3-on-1 at the end, and those are the kind of little, I don't want to call them mistakes. Technically, it was a mistake. A 3-on-1 should never come down to that 1v1 scenario if you play it right, but credit to Pasha. Almost made that one work.
Very close to bringing it back. He even was looking in the right spot, but Chris is Chris, and that 10-7 scoreline is all of a sudden much better for mousesports than it was looking just before, because now they have Pasha, who's actually bought, and they have bought body armor as well on the counter-terrorist side, even though it's actually an eco, but it's a huge risk for Universal Soldiers, and we saw them do it in the first half. They bought, and it didn't work out, and they're doing it again. They could end up giving mousesports 2 rounds here.
And Pasha's got a big role to play. I don't think there's any doubt about this one. The man with the lone rifle in this Universal Soldiers team. Current slow push from mousesports. They've got 3 men, almost 4 men. 1 still at the bottom of mid. They're headed over towards that B site. 1 still waiting here over by A. That'll be Trouble. Just trying to keep the men dug into that A site there, while the rest of the team do push into that B bomb site, as we are going to see Tizian get one. Snacks coming up big here though with 2 kills on that P250. Not been able to secure himself a weapon though. But he may have time by the time the rest of the team actually come in. Or will he even need it? He takes down another one. That's 3 kills so far. Can't quite get number 4. But Pasha has now turned around. He gets himself 1. Will be helped out by Taz to finish off the round. Universal Soldiers, we talked about it. A risky buy, picking up that armor. 1 single rifle in the team. They win the round.
And you know what we also talked about was the sort of the confidence that Universal Soldiers need to take a round like that. I mean, for any team that would be a good round to win. Probably, I mean, they tried, but I'm not sure they had full confidence. Now, I think they're going to be able to feed off that. And this game is back and forth. Now it's 10-8, and it's mousesports who are back on ecoing. Like
a yo-yo. That's what's going on right now. Eco round, as you said, for Mouse. Nades start to come out. No one really showing themselves up until now. mousesports trying to get a bit of control over the apartments as the smokes go down from Pasha in mid. Pasha really stepping up as well. He's currently top of the scoreboard for Universal Soldiers.
Yeah, really, really good. Has had some really cool rounds. Tropley on the other team, though, has actually a stunning 20 kills, which is very, very impressive. Especially because the scoreline is so close. You'd expect the kills maybe to be a little bit closer, but that actually isn't the case. And, well, the push is coming in towards the A-bomb side. They only have Lajaya here with head armor, and everybody else just, well, has Glocks and P250s and a Deagle as well. And a great early shot here, but it might not be enough. They do lose pretty much all their players. Chris J coming around the corner, and that's going to be it only by anyone going down. And that's really important for Universal Soldiers because, well, they've almost equalized, but their economy is actually only just starting to inch away. They still don't have that much money.
We need to pick things back up here. Universal Soldiers can level the game with this round. Bring us back to 10-10. And, well, if their last game's to go by, anything to go by, it's going to be hard to call this one before we actually see those final round coming onto the board. Again, a 3-man defense on the mid area. Again, early grenades doing damage to mousesports. Already a couple of them being chipped down to 2/3 HP. Actually, Neo and Snack's going to be making a meal of this one. Neo gets himself another one, and it just takes a 2-man defense there to finish off that mouse push.
Very cool. Didn't lose a single player to that eco push, and that's gonna secure Universal Soldiers all of a sudden a lot of money. Now they could lose a round and still buy, and that's the kind of confidence that they need. They all, yeah, well, and look, you know, let alone the fact of equalizing, making it 10-10. Next round here is going to be really important. Chris J, heavy investment in the AWP, and it has to pay off this time.
Has to pay off for him. Let's see if that investment will work out here for mousesports. He 3-man defense on Banana, one of which is pushed up very, very aggressively. That will be Neo in the end. Someone who is very familiar playing that kind of playmaker, free roaming role inside of various lineups that they've had.
See if he can do it. I mean, this is cool because they can leave Neo alone in Banana and put 4 people in A. He gets so much information being this far up. He can see them coming, turn back and flash, or he can just headshot the first person. If he does either one of those, and there it is, right through the smoke, Neo not even caring. He knows the angle already, and he'll find the shot, and that's going to give them such a huge... they have so much time now to decide what they want to do on Universal Soldier. He can throw out that smoke and call for backup if he thinks they're coming, and there'll be plenty of time.
Legia is sat in apartments. We see that Taz is ready and waiting, crosshair trained on that door for him to make the peek out there. But the main push, I say the main push, they've lost a man in middle here. Looking at the minimap, I expect them to be a little bit more together than that. They've kind of split up here. Bayali is going to take down Legia, and that leaves just Chris J and Tizian. Chris J is going to get dropped. Tizian, is he going to be able to last it? Yes, he is, but he's left with 3/4 health. Does have the bomb in hand, has a couple of flashes to come in here with as well. Decides in the end not to use them. He had to storm it with the time running down, and Pasha was waiting. Universal Soldiers take the lead at 11-10.
Yeah, I think what actually happened that round was that mousesports kind of defaulted to a setup where you say, okay, we really can't push a bomb site when we're 4-on-5, so let's instead try and get some pickoffs. And then instead they got picked off, and that makes them look really silly because it just looks like they go and die in different spots, but probably they were hoping to get a return kill somewhere. And Universal Soldiers, they just did not let them have it, and now they're back to ecoing again on the German side. This could be a 2-round lead for the Poles, unless we see some crazy upset, but it's not looking likely.
No. Doesn't look likely this time around. Probably was the last man. He was finished off by Taz. Universal Soldiers playing that aggressive game that they throw out there every now and then. And if we look at down the money once again, 12-10. Obviously, mousesports back on the bye, but they've pretty much exhausted everything here again, picking up this this loadout.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And now again, they need to make it count. They do these heavy investments, and I'm glad that Chris J is picking up this AWP, but now is the time to land the shot. And Neo's defending over here behind the sandbags, which is a really cool spot. If he doesn't get grenaded down, he might be able to get a lot of kills, and I think he's got some backup as well in Snags, who's right behind. They actually will fall back from it, so not really confident. What are they going to do? They're smoked up out there, and they could have gone for like a flash peek with Snags flashing over and then Neo peeking out, but they rather play it defensively. And they still put Snags in the A bomb site. So Neo's going to be alone at B right now. That could be a risk when he's so far back. If he goes down from an early headshot, then the B bomb site is completely open.
They've invested a lot into smoke here as well. Universal Soldiers probably reckoning with the fact that Chris J is going to go for that AWP here. Try and keep him out of this round for as long as possible and not get those initial picks, which up until now he's not been able to. But the Storm is going to come in here on towards that B side, but Neo is going to take down Chris J and Tizian, and that is that push stopped completely in its tracks. That's going to allow Universal Soldiers to start the rotations coming in. 2 men already moving through that CT spawn. There's another one for Neo as he picks up kill number 4 of the round. He's going to have to reload. Is he going to go through the smoke? Yes, he is. Picks up number 4. Drop, though, but it's only Legia that's left alive here for Mouse. He's finished off by Pasha. Universal Soldiers move to 3 away from moving into tomorrow's game.
That was very cool. There were so many things about that round that just worked beautifully. Obviously, Neo defending against a whole team coming in is not every day you see that. But the really cool thing as well was that mousesports actually pushed through the smoke, which is always a risk. But the smoke that was there, it wasn't Neo who put it down. It was Snags who threw it all the way from the archway. So Universal Soldiers showing us that they have really studied Inferno. They could leave Neo alone because they had another smoke ready, which came all the way basically from the A bomb site.
You can see there that Chris J having to save cash this round, and the rest of his team got AKs, but look at this smoke move here from Pasha. He gets himself one. Crispy is behind him, but he's only man alive now for mousesports, up against 3. And there is Snacks waiting inside of the archway, and he's able to finish off. And Universal Soldiers, that run that mousesports had in the first half, Universal Soldiers are on the same one.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I think unlike mousesports, I think the momentum matters so much more for the Polish team. You can hear them shouting in the background. They are hyped up now, and they're probably just going to be playing better and better from here on out. Unless something terrible happens, they're just going to use what they have to really shut Mouse down. Pasha in the middle, tries for the shot. The auto sniper, and there it is. Crispy is going to go down over by the sandbag. Snags is waiting. Oh, actually misses that shot. Chris J drops. It's a 2-for-2 trade right now. And the B-bomb site's actually nobody defending it right now. So Mouse with a bit of an opening into this round, except for the bomb being very far away.
Yeah, that's going to take a while to get over there, and we can see that Universal Soldiers are pushing up towards middle. Well, that was a little bit lackluster from Taz. They do have that auto sniper coming. Bayali is going to pick off one, and there are still a lot of flashes and smokes here available for Universal Soldiers. There's the auto sniper finally dropped, and Bayali only has 22 HP. You may even just try and get that auto sniper and get out of there at this stage. But then again, it's 14-10. He might also go for the glory.
I think it would definitely be a smart move. I mean, they could all buy. There's 13,000 on Taz and 11,000 on Neo, but still to go for this 1-on-2, I think that's a little bit much. He tries for it. He wants it. I mean, again, the confidence is really, really high on the Polish team right now. 11-14, and they can obviously, but they can buy this round and the next one, even if they lose. So the counter-terror side, they have a really huge advantage going into this one. And mousesports, they're going to have to play a little bit more than just their A game.
And Mouse, if you can hear the Poles behind us play, they're a little bit different in terms of the whole win around, scream at each other, high fives, punch each other in the face to get fired up kind of style. They're very, very calm at this point of things. No real shouting going on, staying very focused on the game. Universal Soldiers, though, are the team that are just 2 rounds away from that second showdown against Navi tomorrow. What a game that would be.
It could be a really interesting rematch. We'll see if it comes to that. Right now, it's looking very likely. In fact, Neo, the Soul Defender, going to throw out a Molotov as well. They come for the smoke. Neo's going to pick down 2 of them, and actually a third one as well. Chris drops down. There are more people in line for the Neo grinder.
Through smoke then, not really spotting any of them as the headshots come flying in. Crispy is actually through there as well. He's going for the knife. He's going for the knife. Doesn't get it, but Neo does. Game point for Universal Soldiers.
To finish it off with a knife as well. They're putting it in their faces. 11-15 is what we're seeing. Another auto sniper picked up on Pasha. They are I mean, this is, you could say this is bad-mannered if you were a StarCraft player, but this is really mind games coming out.
Yep. Mind games indeed. You feel terrible after something like that happens.
Yeah.
And that will be what Universal Soldiers are looking for. Here comes Pasha, auto sniper, clipping everything but Chris J's head. There is the final shot coming out. And you can only dodge that auto sniper for so long. There's not much money here with mousesports either. And right now, Snacks, is he going to make the peek out and pick up the kills? He's got the last 2 men coming his way. There's the first one. It's only Tizian left standing here for mousesports to keep their dream alive here in the Raid Call EMS 1-4 finals. He'll be picked off by Pasha, and Universal Soldiers take the win 16-11. And they're going to set us up for that showdown once again with Navi. Their game earlier today went to 3 overtimes. We played almost 60 rounds in that game earlier on today, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be the same.
That was incredible. That's definitely a rematch that many people will want to watch. mousesports, they did everything they can, and they tried really hard. It almost looked like it was going to work at the first half, but not quite. Now, before we go anywhere else, Joe, let me say it's a real pleasure. I really enjoyed it. And even more importantly, though, do you remember what the prediction was I made?
No.
Well,
it wasn't 16-11.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was, wasn't it?
It was.
It was 16-11.
Oh,
go on then, Anders. I'll let you have this one this time.
Oh, I appreciate that.
16-11's a good one. I just want to say as well, from mousesports side of things, they've lost 2 games here. They've kind of gone out at the earliest stage possible, but to actually get here in the first place, they've done so incredibly, incredibly well. The fact that they did everything very much last minute. They picked up the win against the Stunner Dragons to stop them actually getting here in the group stage as well. They've got a bright future ahead of them with some great talented players. They've now got a massive organization behind them. Bright future for me.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's also time that that the German scene has a strong German team, and what better organizations than mousesports to stand behind them. It's been a real shame for those of us who can remember a little bit about what happened in 1.6. The Germans, they always had at least 1 or 2 really strong teams, and it feels like it's been missing for too long now.
It has been a while. I mean, there've been some, I think we can say, fringe teams almost, teams that had done well, qualified for a lot of events, but never really performed to the level that the community here, I think, were really hoping for. We'll see if mousesports can really become that team. I mean, they've done well, as I said, to qualify here. Not the strongest, probably not the strong performance that they've probably been practicing for and really looking for coming into this event, but let's be honest, they've played Ninjas in Pajamas and Universal Soldiers. This is no terrible losses
it
that they've
isn't.
really had.
They have the fan support, the local support, though, so that could be a really good starting point, and maybe a good reason why they'd want to show up to more lands in the future, because there will be people there supporting them and shouting for them and cheering for them. That's obviously important. So I think we're ready to put it on over to an interview, so let's see what's going to happen.
Thanks very much, guys. This guy, he kills me every time. He's rubbing makeup off the top of my head. Taz, congratulations, winning that game. And for the first Raidcore EMS history, you actually have to play a game on the second day of a tournament.
I don't know, man. That's like crazy. It's like a football player like preparing for one game, like Championship League, and now we are like supposed to play tomorrow. It's like first time. So yeah, I think that we'll just go back home and take us like sleep and eat breakfast and come back and play. I feel like this is the way.
Okay. Joking aside, that was a tough game, tougher than you probably thought. I mean,
tougher for me than for the guys.
Well, I didn't want to mention that you'd gone 0-10, but as soon as you mentioned it,
yeah. That was pretty bad. But actually, it was like we started to play the game, and from the beginning till like 0-10 at my scoreboard, I haven't even like used my AK or pistol or maybe Glock. Like I tried, but once I had like 2 shots from Glock, and I was like 0-10. Like okay, I got 0-10, but I didn't even use my AK. So what now? How it will work when I was shot? So actually, I was very happy when I managed to win the close round. So yeah. But it was very hard. It was very hard for me, so I'm happy that the guys could like take the pressure off of me and just bring the 6 rounds home.
The first half was a bit rough, wasn't it? They played really well first half.
I mean, I think that we messed up pistol because nobody went to the right side when we went from the old ladder, old Inferno, old habits. So we were like all clustered. So it was very easy for him to go back, and he just shot random shots and killed me, and then we just lost our game. Like it was very we started in pistol round, then we managed to like be more like composed, not like in a Navi game where we were like screaming and like high fives and stuff, and now we were like talking. So we decided to be more like calm and then just play our game. But it didn't work out because they started to like taunt me. I was really quiet, but when I heard that they are like screaming like in Polish, like "What's up, Taz?" I'm like, okay, fuck it. I can make 0-10, but I will like destroy you mentally now. So yeah, I was like on. It was game on for me.
Yeah, there was a few mind games going on, which we've seen you do before, so we're not averse to that. Tomorrow you're going to move on and play Na'Vi again. Is it going to be another 60-round battle? Are you going to take that long to get them taken down, or are you going to be prepared for them this time?
I hope not. I mean, we'll see how the game will roll, but I really feel that our team is prepared enough for this tournament so we can do some damage. And I think that we should manage to win our game against Na'Vi, and we'll see what will be the result. But yeah, I mean, everything can happen, but I'm really confident in our team still.
All right, well, great. Congratulations for winning the game against mousesports. We'll see you tomorrow for the second day. Amazing, we get you back on the second day for the first time in a long time. Taz and the boys will be back tomorrow to play out their final playoff game. For now, we're going to wrap things up with Joe and the gang.
Thanks a lot, Red Eye. And brilliant day we've had here in the studio. Some amazing games. Obviously, the real standout game, I don't think we really need to talk about it too much longer because the game itself went on for about 3 hours, I think. Triple overtime between Na'Vi and Universal Soldiers. Definitely the highlight game.
It really seems like it was, wasn't it? And not just for this tournament, but actually for the history of this game for a while. It seems like we haven't had that many of those types of games that's been this close. Overtime is something we see every once in a while, and it seems like overtime happens when 2 teams decide to play more or less the same strategy for a while without ever really started diverting from it. But this time, I mean, both teams tried anything they could to really make that work, and still they weren't able to find a victory until the very end. And it's going to be fun to see that type of rematch.
Yeah, a big highlight for me was the fact of NIP winning those 2 games. And you're like, oh, NIP winning again. But they seem to be so shaky after Star Series where they didn't really expect to get knocked out. And everyone was wondering, can they maintain their form? Can they come back? And they kind of showed everyone, was it 16-3 against Na'Vi, that they still got it and you still need to watch out for them.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch out for them. They got their peripherals back as well. We're actually outside. They got all their luggage here, so they should be feeling a little bit more confident for tomorrow. But let's have a look at the brackets here and take a bit of an overview of what we've seen today and what we're going to be seeing a little bit tomorrow as well. Obviously, Very Games did manage to go through from Group A. And we will be finding out whether the Copenhagen Wolves or Fnatic will be joining the bracket system tomorrow. Group B, of course, Ninjas in Pyjamas going 2-0. They're already through to the semi-final. And as we mentioned, that rematch of Navi versus Universal Soldiers going to be the second game that we have tomorrow morning, which we will be playing those decider games before we get kicking off, obviously, with the bracket. But guys, final thoughts for the day from our side?
Well, I mean, I kind of want to pick up a little bit on what you said, Jason, about NIP, and I think it's right. You know, it seemed to have come back and really play really well. But I think what's surprising is that a lot of people expect, and it's been true as well, that NIP have been relying a lot on Forest and Get Right as sort of their main superstars, kind of the crutches of the team. And today we saw Flaren do really well. So I feel like there's a story in there as well that evolves around, you know, NIP evolving as a team internally, and something I think we need to look forward to as well. So that's actually going to be my final words. I'm looking forward to seeing if that sort of evolution continues within the team.
It was funny. We were talking to him outside the studio, and I think, Joe, you were saying, you know, you realized in that last game versus Navi, you had an 86% headshot rate. And he's like, oh. Like, not even impressed himself, not happy about it. But I'm definitely curious to see what's going to happen. We had some amazing games today. It's only going to get better tomorrow. And I'm kind of excited for the possibility of seeing Very Games go up against NIP.
I mean, that rematch is a fan favorite now. All because, you know, this is a little bit of a tough community sometimes. You know, you win once against the best team in the world, they're still going to say it's not quite enough. You know, we need to see Very Games prove it again, and probably again after that. But they get the chance tomorrow, and I don't think it's out of the question at all. I think they're such a strong team, and they have individually skilled players that can rival NIP at this point. I think that's been proven.
Well, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure, Anders, first of all, casting with you. I'm not actually here tomorrow, so I'd just like to say from my side, it's the first event that I've done for Counter-Strike for quite a while, and it's been really awesome. So thanks for enjoying it. Thanks for sticking with us all day, guys. We're going to head over to Red Eye, who's going to wrap up day one.
Thank you very much, all three of you, and also to all of our casters that have taken part today as well. Our guest casters, MBK, of course, and Get Right a little bit earlier on, too. Thank you so much for those people tuning in. All over the world today, you've tuned in your droves, in your thousands for Raycore EMS1 Day 1. Tomorrow, we'll be back with more Counter-Strike today. And today has been amazing. We started off with overtime. We had a triple overtime in the middle of a very, very nice sandwich. And then at the end of the day, well, it's the usual suspects coming through. Of course, NIP and Very Games top their groups. Who else would top their groups? We knew they were going to do it, didn't we? But tomorrow, it's the playoffs and the semi-finals and the grand final where we'll crown our final champion of the Raycore EMS1 2013. Make sure you tune in from 12 o'clock Central European time. And just before we go, a little bit of a warning. Wind the clock back 1 hour. You get an extra hour in bed. Oh, yeah. See you tomorrow for more Raycore EMS1 action.